Meltdown, and today I have the pleasure to be joined by.
INFERNALIZER, here I am.
First up, can you give us a little bit of insight into your album, After Dark, and what can fans expect from this release?
Well, actually, After Dark is coming out October 27. It's our second album. I guess if you're into, dark metal or rock, shock rock, that kind of stuff, you're going to like it. There's a lot of gothic influences in it. There's a lot of, metal as well. We like to call it horror music because there's a lot of horror going on in the tracks. If you're into bands like, I don't know, from Lordi to Wednesday 13 to Ghost, Alice Cooper, you may like it. There's a lot of it inside our music.
It's brilliant. I've had it a few days, been listening to it loads. It's very 69 Eyes as well.
Yeah, a lot of type of.
You recently released Falling in Slow Motion as well. I mean,
Yeah.
You're in a straitjacket. How long were you in a straitjacket for? I couldn't bear that, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was really we released 2 singles before Falling in Slow Motion. And they were kind of like the Halloween party music kind of songs. But, in the album, there's also a lot of way more dark atmosphere. So we wanted to release a single that kind of reflected the darkest part of the album. And I think Falling in Slow Motion is a perfect track for that. We wanted a very dark song, a very, really melancholic atmosphere as well, but also epic, and I think it worked great. I mean, the video looks really cool, and the song, in my opinion, works well as a single. So yes, we released it Friday, so it's really fresh, brand new.
Yeah. So what's the reaction been?
And it's nice to be in a straitjacket from time to time. It's a funny experience, really. Everybody should experience it once in a lifetime.
I can stand it, man. Honestly. So what's the reaction been like so far from the fans to the video, which only been out?
Well, so far so good. I mean, it's just been a couple of days since it's released, but people dig it. I think it's also because it's pretty different from what we usually do. There's also female vocals on the track, so it's a little bit different, but I think it's a great chorus, great hook, and in music, great hooks still work. So yeah, people are liking it as well. Of course, we like it because we release it as single, so of course we really enjoy the track.
So can you tell me about the female singer, because she's absolutely amazing?
Well, yeah,
her a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, since we wrote the song, I thought, we need something different from usual, because it's the melody and everything, it calls for, something different, something else. So we had the idea to just have female vocals on it, just to change it a little bit, just to give more space, more, more melody as well. And it worked quite well, so we might as well do again in the future. Who knows?
Yeah, cool. So the album gets released at the end of the month. Will you be having a release party, and do you plan to do some live streaming if you do?
Not really. I mean, no, not yet. I mean, we thought about it. A lot of bands do some sort of release parties or whatever, but no, I think we just release the album and see how it goes, and maybe start to plan maybe some live activity. It's just about how the whole thing is received. But I'm hopeful because we like the album. We really think it's a strong album, so the reaction should be good. But you never know. I mean, hopefully people are going to like it.
I'm sure they will, mate. Honestly, I love it. I'm a big Typo Negative fan. 69 Eyes as well. So yeah, I can hear it, and it's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, we try to combine. The more gothic style with a more heavy metal rock theme tracks. So I think it's an interesting combination. I mean, I've been listening to Typo Negative and stuff like that, like Sisters of Mercy as well, like forever. So I think it works pretty well combined with a more metal kind of approach. Yeah, that's nice.
So you sort of hinted that hopefully you may take it out on the road, and if you do, are you sort of hopeful to get out into not mainland Europe, to get over into the UK?
Well, maybe. I mean, today's touring is really expensive. We can do enough shows, and it's okay. It's not a problem. But as soon as we start planning something bigger, just the costs are insane. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of bands are not touring that much anymore, just because the prices are insane. Costs are really over the roof. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, we receive, nice options that become really affordable. We are going to do, like just small touring and stuff like that. But right now it's really about the costs. And I know it's not very poetic, but it's really expensive to tour nowadays. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll see.
But with the album artwork, it's really like eye-catching and everything, and like proper pure like horror metal, which is what you're obviously known for. But does it worry you these days with political correctness that
Honestly, I do not care. I mean,
censored?
I do not really care, because basically, I mean, if you start to think about all that is politically correct, you end up doing nothing, like nothing at all. So basically, I was just, it's a sort of, a sort of homage to, 80s horror movies, like the Nightmare on Elm Street movie poster. We started from the second movie, basically, the art for the second movie, and we wanted to do a reworked version of it. So I had an English artist, traditional artist called Noel Gard, painting the cover art. And it looks great, and it really kind of, sets the tone for the album. And I don't really care if, people are, well, not everybody's going to like it, for sure, but I do not give a damn. I like it. We are really happy about it. It really represents, the band and everything. So it's fine. Who cares? If somebody's going to complain, well, whatever, we can take it.
Absolutely, man. Okay, so you've released 3 singles. Obviously, all of the songs will be your babies, but which song on the album would you say is your favorite today, and why?
I guess, well, as soon as you finish the album, you basically like all of the songs. And it's a very important thing, because if you don't like the songs, it means that you're not happy with the songs, and people are not going to enjoy something that you're the first person not happy about. So basically, I like all the songs. We're really happy about how the album turned out. But I think if I have to pick just one song, it would be the title track, After Dark, basically because it's the last song we wrote, and we kind of decided to that song to be the title track. So we decided to do like just a little, sum of all the parts of the album, just to really represent what the album is about. So if you're talking with someone and you're like, all right, this is the title track, this is how the whole album is going to sound like. So I guess that's my favorite one at the moment, the title track.
Brilliant. And I mean, really, the whole album would be an ideal sort of film score set, do you not think, for a horror film? Like you say, like Nightmare on Elm Street, something like that. It would be amazing.
I mean, I really wanted this project to be some sort of like homage to the 80s, to horror 80s movies like, Evil Dead, The Lost Boys, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and this goes on and on. We really wanted to just go back to those kind of atmospheres. The horror part was really present, but also the entertaining part was present as well. So it's all about having a good time, really, being entertaining while being horror as well.
So going back in time then, can you remember the first time you ever stood on a stage and how it felt?
Yeah, I was really young, and I was really drunk, and I was really like some high school show. And yeah, I mean, I kind of miss the really, the early feelings when you do something like that and you're somewhat, you have stage fright and stuff like that, because it was, if you think about it now, it was all, very stupid, but it was fun. But yeah, I was in high school, and we were some sort of playing black metal, but it was fun, really fun.
So can you remember the first metal album you ever bought?
I started listening to metal when I was 6-7 years old. So I remember the very first song that I heard, and it was Revelations from Iron Maiden. And it completely changed my life. I mean, it was just like my life completely changed since that. So yes, I do remember it, and it was great. I mean, it was really cool. It was not even an original album. It was a cassette.
All right.
And it's quite a while ago, but really it changed my life. And to this day, Maiden is my favorite band. I mean, the Seventh Son of a Seventh Son album is just my favorite record ever of all times. So I could listen to it just all day long for the rest of my life. So
brilliant. You've been in the music and metal scene for quite a long time, but what would you say has been one of your proudest moments? This album, maybe?
Well, yes, I really like this album, because I mean, it's been in the back of my head. This whole project has been in the back of my head for quite a long time, but so just now I'm actually doing it. But it's kind of, we're doing it exactly the way we wanted to do it, and it's a very important thing. But I mean, there's a lot of moments that are somewhat like, for example, the first time you see yourself on magazines and stuff, and you see reviews of things you do, and it's just like, oh, cool, I'm doing something. It's nice because as a kid I was always like reading magazines and stuff, and to finally see your face there, you're like, oh, that's me. See, mom, that's me. It's nice. I mean, every time we put out a new album, you are somewhat proud of it. It's like having children, so you're really like, oh, now go on in the word, and but it's really, really nice. So every time I think we put out an album, it's a proud father moment.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. So then, if there's a metal song about yourself, what would it be called?
Oh, that's a nice question. Black Number One, but Type O Negative. I want to pick that one for my song. Okay.
All right. So this might be sort of a similar question then. Is there a particular song written by another artist that you wish you had written?
Yeah, many. I mean, there's so many tracks that I do like. I mean, so many tracks, really. The Evil That Men Do, but Iron Maiden. I mean, it's one of the best songs ever. Or, so many. I mean, I've been listening to metal music since I was a child. So, I mean, everything. Like, so many records, so many tracks, so many songs. It's impossible to name just a few. But really, I mean, my favorite bands at the moment, I mean, I really like Ghost. I really like the latest Ghost album. I think they're really a great band. And so I've been listening to the last album like again and again and again and again. Just when I discover something new that I like, I just listen to it nonstop for days. It becomes kind of obsessive. So I pick something from the last Ghost album. It's fine. Like Spillways. I love a Spillways song. Yeah.
So would Ghost be like an ultimate band to go on a tour with? Would that, if they were like to ring you up tomorrow and say, come on tour with us, what would you say?
Yeah, I love that. I mean, my favorite lineup for a tour would be like Infernalizer and Wednesday 13 and Lordi and Ghost and Alice Cooper. That would be my favorite lineup ever. That's nice.
I've seen Mr. Lordi and met him a few times. He's a brilliant character. Actually, he's fantastic. He's a nice guy. Have you actually met him before?
Yeah. Really, it is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, then. So my Belgian friend likes to ask this question. If you were a musical instrument, what would you be?
I play bass. So, I guess bass is fine because it's easy to play. So, unless you really want to do, complicated stuff, but it's not my case. So really, I'm okay with bass.
So how do you feel about the future of metal? You mentioned Iron Maiden, and obviously they're coming to the end of the days, Kiss, bands like that. How do you see the future for metal and rock?
Well, basically, by the way you see it, everything has been said and done before. I mean, there's no way you can just invent something new. Everything has been done. You can update stuff. You can really just try to somewhat just a little bit here and there, just take a lot of inspiration from the past, it's obvious, and make it your own somehow. But it's really, I don't think we're going to have some sort of scene like it was back in the days, like in the 80s when metal music was really exciting and innovative and fun. There's still good bands around for sure, but nothing compared to the Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and all the kind of bands that when they're gone, and there's nothing you can do about it. Really, sorry, it's not a great thing, but it's how it is to me.
Back again, and do you sort of like wish you'd been around in the 80s? Because that's when I sort of really got into metal, 1981. And it was a fantastic period to be alive and to live through all of that. It was brilliant. So do you sort of wish you had have started in a band back then?
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, it was already packed with bands, but yeah, I think things were really different. I mean, sometimes I just read books about biographies and just reading how the music business has changed throughout the years. It's just like everything has just really imploded. It was so different, and everything collapsed. I mean, it happens. It's just, you cannot live in the past. I mean, you have to somewhat live in the present, and it's useless to just regret the good old days. But again, yeah, things really changed for worse, and that's a fact. Everybody knows it. Everybody, agrees to that.
Going back to the album, then, can you tell us what format it's going to be released on? Is it going to be vinyl, digital?
Yeah, I mean, we, of course, is going to be digital, and we're going to release a very nice red vinyl, the limited edition. I mean, I'm not into CDs anymore. I think it's a dead format. So really, CDs, I never liked it, to be honest with you. I liked vinyls, I liked cassettes, but CDs were just kind of cold to me. So we're going to release a very nice red vinyl. It's going to be limited edition. It looks really great, and I guess it really fits the whole mood of the band. So yes, vinyl. I just buy vinyls, honestly. I'm a really big vinyl collector, so I love vinyl.
Brilliant. Okay, then. So now, can you give me 4 words to describe Infernalizer?
Well, I would say dark, moody, angry, and horror. Yeah, I guess so. Because if compared to other Gothic bands, I scream more. I mean, if you usually listen to usual Gothic bands, they don't scream very much. And I mean, I started as a death metal singer, so yeah, I just go on and do Gothic parts and everything. But at a certain time, I just need to scream a little bit, otherwise it really doesn't fit my myself. So yeah, I guess I'm just a little bit more angry than the usual Gothic bands. But yeah, there's a lot of horror going on. There's a lot of traditional metal as well, a lot of keyboards and soundtrack kind of stuff. So yeah, I guess it's just horror music. Fits it all, I guess.
So that's 5 quick questions, yeah. So try not to think too much. So the first one is your favorite album.
Seventh Son of a Seventh Son by Iron Maiden. Of course.
Of course. Favorite drink?
Beer.
Favorite food?
Pizza. I'm Italian after all. You cannot take pizza away from us.
Your favorite pastime?
Sleeping.
And the final one, who's your favorite inspirational person?
That's a really tricky one. I guess myself, because everything I write, even if I dress it up like horror stories sometimes, it all comes from life. It all comes from myself. So especially lately, I'm kind of turning to a more introspective if compared to the past, and inspiration always comes from life. So yeah, I guess myself.
Brilliant. So I want to thank you so much for your time this evening. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers and listeners?
Oh yeah, sure. Thank you so much for listening to me. Of course, just if you want to support the band, just buy the damn vinyl so we can do more. Of course. And thank you very much for supporting Infernalizer, for your time